Peace, peace, peace. This your brother Monroe Jr. Let's keep our brother C. Murder lifted up in prayer. Witnesses have come out and recanted on their testimonies pertaining to him in a shooting. In fact, I'm about to go ahead and go into the report. Jefferson Parish Prosecutors in Corey C. Murder Miller's case are trying to block efforts of freeing the No Limit rapper after two witnesses in the case have recanted their testimony. And both witnesses who previously helped convict Miller back in 2002 nightclub shooting death of 16-year-old Steve Thomas are being represented by Miller's defense attorney. One witness, Kenneth Jordan, claimed that Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office threatened to charge him with the death of his infant son if he didn't point the finger at Miller being the shooter. And the source of this is Louisiana Weekly. And there's another report by the Advocate that says that Kenneth Jordan, one of the two witnesses who identified Corey C. Murder Miller as the person who shot 16-year-old Steve Thomas at a club in 2002, recanted his testimony. Jordan said he was pressured into identifying Miller as the shooter by the Jefferson Parish Sheriff Office detectives. Now listen to that. Said he was pressured into identifying our brother as the shooter, with the threat of a criminal charge over the death of his newborn daughter. The baby's mother was later found guilty of killing the child. My Lord, my Lord. So it was the mother who was found guilty of killing the child, and they pressured Jordan into identifying our brother C. Murder as the shooter. These people are corrupt and crooked, man. And in the June 23rd affidavit, Jordan says a dark complected man wearing a hoodie was the person who fired the fatal shot killing Thomas. So he basically conjured up a lie. He created and engineered a lie on our brother C. Murder, like white people do all the time. They lie on our people. And then it says Jordan stated in an affidavit, I was distraught and scared. JPSO officers told me that if I testified against Corey Miller, I could go home. Woo, these people are wicked, crooked, and corrupt, boy. They told me what to say. They fed me facts about the fight and details about the DJ and the dance party, none of which I really knew. And to think this goes on 24/7, dealing with these wicked, corrupt people in the judicial, legal system, the police system. And that's why Elijah Muhammad said separation is more important than prayer. We have to get away from these people and have our own communities, our own society, because it's like their nature is chaos. Their nature is turmoil. And we haven't learned that yet from being among them for 400 plus years. Their nature is like the piranha. They're looking for flesh. They're looking for conflict. While our nature is like goldfish, we're peaceful. We're peaceful people as long as we're left in our natural element, to be our natural self, to have the resources that belong to us without somebody coming and stealing them, right? And hoarding them. I carry on. Now, Miller's lawyer, Paul Burker, is arguing that the rapper should be granted another hearing and ultimately released. Barker added that Jordan recorded telling JPSO officers that he didn't want to lie about Miller's involvement in 2003, and the information was never given to Miller's legal team. In an upcoming episode of ID Reasonable Doubt, which will take a look at Miller's case, the club bouncer Darnell Jordan seemed to recant his previous statement as well. Darnell supported Kenneth Jordan's claim that Miller was the shooter during his second trial. However, in the upcoming ID show, he said that he grabbed Miller during a fight at the club before the shooting, exposing his waistband, which showed he didn't have a gun as previously claimed. Miller was convicted on a 10-2 vote, and last year a Jefferson Parish judge ordered the rapper to pay Thomas' family $1.15 million. If Kenneth Jordan takes the stand to recant his statement about Miller being the killer, he could face 5 to 40 years in prison on perjury charges. And the source of this is the Advocate. So this is deep, family. You know what our brother C. Miller has been going through. You know, really it's just gonna build him up to be that much more great of a helper for our creator and fighter for liberation, for the liberation and salvation of our people. You know, my heart goes out to our brother C. Murder. I hope he is able to get out any day now, as the witnesses have recanted. So his lawyer is pushing to hurry up and get his case back in front of a judge, so that hopefully justice can be served to our brother. But you know, whenever things like this happen, the case always is taken into a higher court of law to be analyzed and to be judged by the Lord of all the worlds, right? And that's why the scripture says, if you reap the wind, you will sow the whirlwind. And God says in the scripture that he would take the blood of the righteous from Abel to Zechariah and place it on one generation of our enemies. These people are not getting away with nothing. They might think they are, see, but our God is so cold that he'll punish your seed. He might let you go to the grave, but your seed will have to bear the burden of the wickedness that you did. So white people, the wickedness that you pour on us day in and out, you might safely make it to your grave, but your children and your grandchildren will pay a price for it. So I would advise you to hurry up and do as much good as you can to the black and the brown, because America's sins have been weighed in the balance, and as I heard the minister said, she has been found wanting by the God. And that's why we see the forces of nature, and we have we're just getting a little whooping right now. We haven't seen anything yet. But let us lift our brother C. Murder up in prayer, as he's going through with so many of our black men and brown men and black women and brown women are going through, dealing with police officers and their wickedness and crooked administration, and the crookedness of the legal system and the judicial system is really sickening. So